Citybuzz hearts Valentine's Day and celebrates great dining on the cheap this February. That's because kicking off this month is Chicago Restaurant Week. From the 1st to the 10th, more than 250 restaurants throughout the city take part in a 10-day dining extravaganza, specially priced, prix-fixed menus for lunch and dinner. Before or after your meal, how about taking in some art at one of Chicago's most treasured landmarks? Celebrated New Yorker artist and Chi-Town resident Tom Bachtel's drawings are up at the City Gallery and the historic Water Tower. You're sure to recognize some of the world's most famous faces. Some of the world's most adorable faces, who doesn't love sea otters, are over at the Shedd Aquarium. Also check out penguins and dolphins and whales, plus many more amazing sea creatures. Get your golf in this winter. That's right, dust off those clubs and head over to the Diversea driving range, where you can practice your swing in the comfort of heated stalls.
Look at me, princess. Good picture.
To really see Chicago, you gotta go out on a ledge. The Sky Deck at the Willis Tower, Chicago's tallest building.
Skydeck Chicago is a one-stop Chicago experience. This is something you're going to take with you the rest of your life. The fact that you came to North America's tallest building and looked out into 4 states and of course experienced the ledge. Glass floors holding you 1,353 feet over the city. You're going to walk out of here with a pretty good experience.
After the Sky Deck, it's time to reach for the stars at Chicago's Adler Planetarium. Check out Welcome to the Universe, travel a billion years, and explore a million galaxies in the most immersive space experience. At Millennium Park, you can enjoy free ice skating right in the heart of the city. Rent skates for a flat fee of only $10 and glide away with this perfect fall-winter escape. For some extreme weather indoors, check out the Science Storms exhibit at the Museum of Science and Industry. Observe and interact with natural phenomena like lightning, fire, and tornadoes. It's a perfect storm of physics, chemistry, and curiosity. Continue your cultural wanderings at the Chicago Cultural Center, your one-stop shop for all things cultural in Chicago. Take in the abundance of paintings or take a look at the variety of books created by Chicago publishers at the Chicago Publishers Gallery. Relish the world's largest Tiffany Dome and drop in for one of their free performances.
The Cultural Center is a place where you can find different exhibits that change. In fact, in some cases, it's a rotating series of exhibits. You can go there at different times and find something different and interesting every time.
Smile for the cameras. The Museum of Contemporary Photography is the only museum in the Midwest with an exclusive commitment to the medium of photography.
The museum has a wonderful collection of over 12,000 photographs from the 1930s to today. The museum embraces a wide range of contemporary practices, looking at different types of aesthetics, different technologies with photography, all the different forms that photography takes in contemporary society today.
If you want to laugh in the Windy City, you gotta head to Second City.
I think what makes Second City most unique is that you are a part of the performance as an audience member.
Your name's on the reservation. I Googled you.
There's something magical about that precise moment when they take a thought that is very generic and turn it into this hysterical scene. The shows that you see in our main stages are sketch comedies, so they're all written and rehearsed. The show on Monday night, that is the Improv All-Stars, is completely improvised from top to bottom. It's really a lot of fun. It just opened and people love it.
I'm Brian Campbell. I work at a donut shop in the Ukrainian village.
Everyone knows that this is kind of a very special place where stars are made and stars are found and stars are born. Martin Short, Andrea Martin, Fred Willard, Eugene Levy. Then most recently, who we're really proud of is Tina Fey, Stephen Colbert, Steve Carell, Jason Sudeikis. So we have kind of every few years there's a nice group that comes out of here.
Have a great night. Thanks for coming.
Where are the clouds?
If you love your music with a retro spin, break out that turntable and head over to Dave's Records. At least 40,000 titles to choose from on any given day.
Well, Dave's Records is all about vinyl. We've always been all vinyl all the time. Like it says on the door, no CDs, never had them, never will. At the time I put that up, it was mostly there was a CD store next door, and I hated answering the question all the time. You know, you don't have any CDs, and I tried to make it clear, but people seem to like that sign. So that's what Dave's is all about. All vinyl all the time, new and used, buy and sell. Well, I mean, the unique thing is it is one of the few vinyl-only stores. There's plenty of record stores around that have CDs and vinyl, but we are vinyl and focus on vinyl, have always focused on vinyl, and always will focus on vinyl.
We love any boutique that combines cute with comfort. That's why we are excited to check out Comfort Me.
We are sisters, and our mom had the idea to start a store with the concept of comfort for the mind and body. It started out as a store for people who wanted to give gifts to comfort people, but we came into the mix and wanted to add clothes and accessories. We carry women's apparel, accessories, home furnishings, and gifts. A lot of our apparel is easy to wear, it's comfortable. We like to support a lot of local designers, and the majority is made in the US as well. We also have this really neat line. It's called Abby Brown Chicago Soaps, and they're soaps with packaging that is designed by Chicago artists. A lot of our lines we carry you can't find anywhere else around in the neighborhood or really in the city.
And for your kids' mental health, there's the Building Blocks Toy Store.
Tourists should come visit the store because we have two great locations, one in Lakeview and one in Wicker Park, which are both really fun neighborhoods. The store is 16 years old. It's a lot of imagination-based play, it's a lot of make-believe, it's a lot of personalized shopping. We also do complimentary gift wrapping. Our store is different because kids are welcome to play in here, parents can browse. We have a ton of toys. We pretty much have everything you could want. Older kids like to play in here too. We have stuff that I personally would like to play with too. Yeah. And it's just a great experience where kids can come visit, and if there's not a toy store like ours in our area, they can check ours out.
And cigar lovers, for a place that's always smoking, check out Ivan Reese.
Ivan Reese was started 5 generations ago by my great-grandfather's uncle in 1857. What's unique about Ivan Reese is our vast selection of both pipes and cigars and tobaccos. 3 Star Blue is possibly the best-selling private label tobacco in the country, and it's been our flagship brand for over 60 years. Something else unique about Ivan Reese is that we have a large smoking lounge that is a private members-only lounge, but we do offer a daily fee for out-of-towners. So you're welcome to come in with a bottle, sit down, enjoy a cigar, and get on your computer if you'd like and spend the day. Most of our regulars that come in, we kind of treat them like family. It's kind of like a Cheers atmosphere in here. We know most of our customers, and we try to have a good time with them all.
Classic styles from casual to dressy, Hubba Hubba has it all.
Hubba Hubba has been in business since 1988. We started off as a vintage store and slowly transitioned from vintage clothes to new clothes that had that retro feel. As a woman, I always felt it was fun to dress unique and different, and vintage allowed that because it was a one-of-a-kind piece. We are urban and raw, and lots of clothes, lots of accessories. So it's very approachable. You can walk around the store and grab the t-shirts, grab the jeans, find the party dress. You don't have to go through a sea of racks. It's cherry-picked for the best items that are on the rack.
The strange, the mystical, and the spiritual all come together at Architectural Revolution, which brings the world to you with one of the largest collections of tribal and ethnic masks in the Midwest.
Architectural Revolution is about this global lifestyle. It's kind of like the indie look, the hippie look. It's for the person who wants to create their own look in an organic way.
At the Alley, it's totally counterculture. You can get leather jackets, jewelry, flasks, chalices, basically anything to make your vampire, goth, biker, hippie dreams come true.
The Alley is the biggest alternative rock shop left in the world. So we do everything from Dr. Martens shoes and other motorcycle coats and women's shoes and belts and clothing and t-shirts, and we're kind of a department store for freaks and rockers.
Hi, I'm Mike, and welcome to Heritage Bikes. What makes Heritage Bikes unique is the fact that we actually make our own frames, and we put them together in the shop, and as you can see, we have a whole cafe where people can hang out, sit down, get some coffee or food, and watch their bikes being assembled. So Heritage is located right in the middle of Lakeview, which is an outstanding neighborhood. There's lots to do around here. Well, tourists can come in here and grab a bike map or rent a bike. We're right off a bike path, and we're about a mile from the lakefront path. So a tourist definitely has their options to go around the city wherever they want from here.
Well, welcome to Embo. So Embo is actually an eco-friendly boutique. And what that means is that all of the new clothing that we carry is produced from sustainable materials, environmentally safe dyes, and for the most part, it's produced in the USA. What's interesting about this piece is not only that it's cute and I love the way it looks, it's a wrap, it's called the Shiloh wrap, but it's actually produced from a material that comes from corn. It's called a Sonora corn jersey. And if the viewer could actually feel this, they would be very impressed because it's one of the softest fabrics that I've ever felt in my life. One of the most popular items at Embo currently is a scarf or a wrap of sorts. And what's very unique about it is that each one is actually a repurposed sweater and a repurposed t-shirt. I also intermix vintage accessories. So new clothing with vintage accessories and repurposed items.
Hi, I'm Lissa. I am the owner and buyer here at the women's clothing boutique Lissa. At Lissa, we focus on both domestic and international collections, primarily from emerging designers or under-the-radar collections that are very hard to find. So bringing something new and different to Chicago that you can't find in many stores. What makes Lissa unique is really the merchandise itself. We work very hard at discovering new collections that people haven't been introduced to. In addition to women's clothing, you can also find other accessories at Lissa, including jewelry, handbags, belts, and scarves.
Still to come, Chicago's greatest restaurants, sizzling nightlife you don't want to miss. February is also the month to celebrate love. So fellas, we want to remind you Valentine's Day is February 14th, and you can't go wrong with jewelry for your sweetie. We love Pandora's new pieces for the holiday, which include this adorable Love Birds charm, pave heart charms, and the Be My Valentine pendant, stud earrings, and ring, all embellished with a sparkling zirconia heart. Or surprise her with trendy stackable rings in 14 karat gold or silver. And ladies, you can always treat yourself to something special.
Growing up in the food business with a family of restaurateurs, I've always been interested in the local food scene, and Chicago happens to be one of my favorite cities. So let's check out what they have to offer.
Craving that original Chicago deep dish pizza? Well, head over to Gino's East where it all began. Check the walls where decades of delighted diners have left their mark. You'll be writing your initials on that wall too, once you've tasted the famous golden crust, the layers of cheese, fine red tomatoes, fresh spices, and choice of toppings. Their secret recipe hasn't changed since 1966. Try their thin crust pizza, different styles, and same legendary flavor. More classic than deep dish pizza is the diner.
Edge of Bevix is a 50s, 60s, 70s style diner where Elvis is king. Here we serve greasy spoon type food. We serve burgers, meatloaf, chicken fried steak, anything that's greasy and delicious, all American we have. But most importantly, Edge of Bevix has the most entertaining wait staff in all of Chicago.
It's food and attitude.
You are not this excited to get food, okay?
The only thing that tops the kitsch is what comes out of the kitchen. Mouth-watering hot dogs, chilies, fries, and hamburgers. And you gotta try one of their to-die-for milkshakes.
Thickest, creamiest Chicagoland area.
It's comfort food just like Mom's. Well, it's probably better than Mom's. Sorry, Mom.
I opened Hot Dogs in January of 2001 because a friend of mine had a bad hot dog one day.
Not your average wiener shop, Hot Dogs is a hot dog lover's delight and sausage superstore.
The single item we sell the most of is the classic Chicago-style hot dog, which is why this started. After that, we sell a lot of different types of sausage, ranging from classic Chicago-style hot dogs to more unusual fare on our specials boards. We do game sausages, beef, pork, chicken, lamb. We serve foie gras sausage. We serve all different types of sausage every day. But our focus and our most popular item is still the Chicago-style hot dog. We specialize in encased meats.
Come in from the cold at Mindy's Hot Chocolate. What better way to warm up than a delicious cup of cocoa? How about Mexican malted butterscotch? Yum! Indulge at lunch, brunch, dinner, or the best, over a late night dessert. Eat, drink, and be merry with a little touch of Romanian flair at Little Bucharest Bistro, newly reopened in Chicago's Old Irving Park Avenue.
In the menu we have lots of vegetarian food, we have seafood, and we redone our food so it's good for 15 years old person and it's good for 90 years old grandma.
Indulge your sweet tooth at Margie's Candies and harken back to a bygone era while you treat yourself to one of their famous desserts.
Welcome to Margie's, Chicago's finest ice cream and candy parlor. Margie's is a Chicago staple. I think it's good for tourists to check out because it's amazing sundaes, sweets, and a little gift to bring home. We have 50 different types of sundaes, cookies, homemade candies, chocolate chip cookies, meringues, a little bit of everything sweet. Some of our most popular treats include the Fudge Atomic Sundae, Eiffel Tower, and Choco Loco. We've been open since 1921 and we've seen a lot. We've seen Sox players, Al Capone came here, the Beatles, basically a lot of people. It's been a good ride.
Raise your glass and toast to good times at Fellini.
I bring in the roots from my mom, what I used to learn from her side, and it makes me happy just thinking about it, and we put this modern spin of a nice presentation instead of all just put the food on a plate. We just look at it as an art, a piece of art, and that's what we give it to. Then you come in like this Italian trattoria, but with this Chicago look, something unusual, something a little unexpected. And the food, you have some old classic, but you have some new modern plates, and that's what is the right balance of up and down and make it different from everybody else.
The decor at Trencherman is as elegant as the inspired food on the plate. It's all your staples with a gourmet twist.
We have a want and a need to be creative, technique-driven, and use great ingredients, all encompassing of ourselves. The concept behind Trencherman Restaurant was to create a convivial atmosphere with refined food and ingredients that have been sourced responsibly.
Our cuisine is progressive New American, meaning we use local and sustainable foodstuffs whenever possible and great techniques to make sure that we don't screw them up too much. So it lets us play with cuisines and ideas from around the world without having to worry about it being in a box. We wanted to create a space that was extremely warm and inviting, inspired by the turn of the last century, definitely an industrial feel, but more of that tavern, and create a social hub for the neighborhood.
Here's a truly green find. The Buzz caught up with owner Karen Calabrese to talk about the sexy vegan cuisine at Karen's on the Green.
We are a vegan restaurant, meaning no meat, fish, chicken, or dairy. And when people hear that, they assume, boring, bland, no taste. I've been a vegan for 43 years, and there's no way I could exist on boring, bland food. So I have created, along with some wonderful cooks and chefs, and I kind of pride myself on going for that carnivore, the people who would normally eat this way, and they all leave happy and satisfied. The all-time favorite are the crab cakes, our portobello mushroom. One of my all-time favorites is the pulled pork with the cornbread stuffing. But really, I promise you, everything here is beyond delicious.
Going vegan is fun and healthy, but if your diet includes a heavy dose of sport, then Harry Carey's Tavern fits the bill.
Harry Carey's restaurants were founded 25 years ago by the late Cubs Hall of Fame baseball announcer Harry Carey. We decided that we wanted to open something unique, Harry Carey's Tavern on Navy Pier. We also decided to embrace Chicago sports through a museum. There is no other Chicago sports museum, and we got the greatest moments from Chicago sports history over the last 100 years. Our menu at Harry Carey's Navy Pier embraces food that we thought the people on Navy Pier would like, American Chicago classics. We have great pizzas and salads and burgers. We have a famous meatloaf that was from legendary newsman Bill Curtis's ranch. Really great comfort food, along with great atmosphere and a great view of Lake Michigan.
For a uniquely Midwestern Italian experience, it's gotta be Balena.
I'm Chris Pandel. We're here at Balena Restaurant in Lincoln Park. The cuisine here is Italian-inspired. We source all of our products from the Midwest, but with the ability to cook through the lens of an Italian grandmother. Just delicious. One of the dishes that our guests tend to love is our lasagna pizza. It's got bolognese sauce, ricotta, mozzarella, basil, and people just freak out about it. We're really just looking to introduce Chicago to something other than traditional Southern Italian red sauce food, which we're very familiar with in the city. Try to bring a more refreshing approach to the quote-unquote Italian restaurant.
It's good, and the fiesta is just beginning at Tavernita, one of Chicago's newest restaurants serving south of the border fare.
When I would go and eat at the tapas bars in Spain, I always thought Chicago needed this type of restaurant. It needed this energy, and for a long time, I really wanted to bring a piece of that with me back to Chicago. The dishes at Tavernita, they're going to be a classic Spanish, dishes with some of my interpretation, and then there's going to be like a Latin influence kind of, drizzled over the top of the menu. So I think it's really going to be exciting for the guests when they come in to be able to experience, kind of Spanish food done our way. We have Tavernita's main dining room, and then we have the Pincho bar called Barcito, and then there's also the late night lounge in the back that's going to have craft cocktails and a late night vibe to it.
Dragon Ranch adds a new twist to classic barbecue.
So those were the best Chicago food finds. For more Citybuzz picks, follow them at Facebook and Twitter, and check me out at ericavitrini.tv.
When nighttime falls, nightlife picks up. From relaxed sports bars to eccentric vivacious clubs, Chicago is guaranteed to keep you on your toes and off your rocker.
I think one of the best comments that we got was from a New York magazine. And they said, it's about time somebody brought New York to Chicago. And I told them, no, it's about time somebody brought Chicago back to Chicago.
When it comes to our favorite night spots, atmosphere is key, so it's no surprise we were smitten when we walked into Untitled.
We wanted to create kind of an old-fashioned supper club. I think we accomplished that with all the decor and that old look. And so everything you try here is got something to do with the Prohibition era, right? But they put kind of a modern twist on it. We have a series of specialty cocktails that reflect the old days, the old mixology. People love the place, they love the food, they love the atmosphere. Live music with burlesque dancers. It's different, nobody else is doing it in Chicago.
C'est chic is how the French might describe Randolph Street's new kid on the block, now caught. A stylish European vibe with ambiance to spare, rising chef Jared Van Camp's latest hotspot serves up French-American cuisine. Their wood-fired pizzas get raised. And be sure to sample the kitchen cocktails shaken by the chef.
We do a focus on a Mediterranean food, focusing on Italy, Spain, France. One of our big draws is our flour mill. We mill flour. We get wheat locally from a few different farmers here, and we use all that flour to make our pizzas.
How about a night out? Tickets to a show called Supernatural. It's a one-man show blending paranormal stories with improv comedy, magic shows, and more.
Supernatural Chicago is a show that uses as its basis true Chicago stories of the paranormal, documented stories of the paranormal, and then dimensionalizes them for the audience through interactive demonstrations of the psychic and the magical.
It was really good. I didn't know what to expect coming in, but Neil did a great job. It was a nice blend of historical content, comedy, some nice magic. It was great.
Listen to some great DJs and chill out at Stone Lotus.
Hi, welcome to Stone Lotus. My name is Jason. Here we have Ashley, Jessica, Nicole, and Sabrina. We are in River North in the city of Chicago. It's a little more cozy and it's intimate if you want to bring that special someone out. And we just have a great feeling. It's a nice place to come, sit down, relax, hang out with your friends. We got some of the best DJs in the city. We got some of the best DJs from Europe, all over the place. But yeah, no, it's just a great place to come hang out and, enjoy time with your friends.
The Guilt Bar will lift your spirits with theirs. Handcrafted cocktails, farm-friendly cuisine, and a value-driven wine list highlight this relaxed lounge and gastropub. The Guilt Bar's glowing reviews highlight the fact that there's nothing guilty about the pleasures here. Meanwhile, the Red Canary serves up some special drinks in a throwback atmosphere.
The Red Canary is a new concept that we started that is a 20s and 30s style theme. Chicago's a drinking town, and they enjoy their classics. The blood orange bitters, the brown sugar makes it sweet. The Red Canary is trying to bring old school bartending blended with new and create a cocktail list that people do come in specifically for because they're really excited about what's on it.
You can get your game on every night at the Emporium Arcade Bar.
My name's Doug Marks. I'm one of the owners of Emporium Arcade Bar, and opened the bar because honestly there was a huge void in Chicago. Chicago is kind of the home of video games, actually. This is where they're all made. We kind of filled that void by opening it up. We have 37 golden age vintage arcade games from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Have really good beer. We have 24 beers on tap, almost all craft beer. Have about 50 or 60 different whiskeys you can drink. And the top 3 most popular games are probably the pinball games, the NBA Jam, Miss Pac-Man. Really the concept of our bar is a place where you can have a good time, drink some beer, and relive your youth.
One of Chicago's newest hotspots is a top-secret military-themed hideaway with illuminated world maps and artillery cases as cocktail tables. So get your groove on at the Underground and party on, soldier.
Hi, I'm Jim Caruso, your Broadway insider, here for Citybuzz. And here are my must-see theater picks.
The show that shook up Broadway has sprung up in Chicago's Apollo Theater. $1 Million Quartet cashes in on classic hits and a true story, which has become a rock legend. It follows a 1956 jam session at Sun Records in Memphis with music icons Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, Jerry Lee Lewis, and Carl Perkins. Check out Million$QuartetLive.com for more information.
The wildly popular Blue Man Group at the Briar Street Theater has just been given an infusion of new material, now with more wow. The show combines signature moments with new segments to provide an explosive evening of entertainment. Chicago Parent says the coolest blue guys in Chicago just got cooler, and Chicago now hails bigger, better, bluer. Just blocks away from Wrigley Field, audiences of all ages agree that if you haven't seen Blue Man Group, you haven't seen Chicago. For tickets, call 1-800-BLUE-MAN or visit blueman.com/Chicago.
Whatever show you see, there is nothing quite like live theater. I'm Jim Caruso for Citybuzz.
That's the Citybuzz. For more insiders, tips, and city hotspots, go to citybuzz.com or follow us on Facebook and Twitter.